I think that was a clear message from the Manchester United head coach to say, I'm not entirely comfortable with the options I have as number 9s. That's why I'm prepared to play Kobbie Mainoo as a false number 9. You had Ahmad on one hand, you had obviously Alejandro Garnacho playing on the other side as well. But the fact that you're playing 2 of your key strikers from the bench shows you actually, I'm not happy, and we've still got 24 plus hours to try and get something sorted. Therefore, my message to the hierarchy at this football club is try and sort this out, because this could be the difference between us finishing strongly this season and not. I want a striker. I'm not comfortable with the ones I have. Therefore, let's try and get something sorted. Now, of course, this was a big topic of conversation in the post-match press conference, not only the fact that they lost at Old Trafford today, but the fact that they didn't score any goals without a recognised striker on the pitch. And as we say, journalists ready to ask that question to the Manchester United boss to try and get his thoughts and understanding as to why he went with the starting 11 he did. Here's what he said in the post-match press conference.
Yeah, we have to improve as a team to score goals, and we are trying the best to improve the team. This market is really hard on the clubs. To make some deals here, it's hard. Then you have this urgency. Sometimes when you are in these moments, you make some mistakes. We are trying everything, guys. We want so bad to improve. I want so bad to improve the team. I know what the team needs, but sometimes it's possible or not. But we are trying everything.
Rob, Ruben Amorim says that they're trying everything. Do you think they need to do something in this transfer window, or do they need to take a step back and then focus on the summer window?
I think the number one is the transfer window, because I think they're really starting to plan now for the summer. Because a club like Manchester United, they're going to be ideally in a situation where they're 6 months ahead. So in order to get to the summer, first of all, you have to figure out what is your budgets, what does it look, what does the club look like now, and that's why I think people like Marcus Rashford going to Villa, that's been on the table. The possibility of young players like Garnacho, maybe Mainoo, moving on, is to balance the books, is to start preparing for what are we going to have in the summer. How do we get players? How do we get money and budgets correct? Well, we also need to release players, because like one of the letters from Manchester United this past couple of weeks was that they're in danger of PSR. So they're starting to clearly plan for that, and also plan for what does a Ruben Amorim team look like, and what does he need? So in order to get that, they're going to have to do it in the summer.
Talking of Ruben Amorim, though, what have you made of his start as Manchester United's head coach?
Do you know what? I think the number one thing, I really like him. I like who he is. I like how he represents himself. I love how honest he is. He's very truthful. He's very passionate. So I love that about him. And I tell you, it's been very, very difficult. I think what he's realized is this job is harder than what he predicted and anything that he could have imagined. This is way harder than that. And I think there's been a lot of things that maybe he didn't see, because, for example, he's looking at Manchester United moving from Sporting, and he's looking at it and thinking, oh, I'm going to have a young Garnacho, I'm going to have a young Mainoo, I'm going to have a Rashford, I'm going to have a Xerxes just come in, a Højlund, young players. Look at the back. Euro is coming. I got a Martinez, De Ligt has just come in. I've got a decent team. We can add to that. And he's found that maybe all of those players are not going to play for him. They're not the right players for him. And I think that's where his big thing is going to be in the next 3 months. But I like him. I think he's the right guy for Manchester United. Are they going to be able to improve? And improve, I mean, on the pitch is in results, the right people, the right players that he needs. Because what he's done is he spent a few months looking at playing everybody and saying, who's with me? Who's with this Manchester United project and who is not? And I think he's starting to realise who's not right now.
Carve, Rob says that he is the right guy. What have you made of the media reaction to Ruben Amorim? Do you think they've been fair with him, or do you think that maybe Ruben Amorim's almost playing a blinder here because of all of these comments that he's coming out with? He's almost put the focus on the players, hasn't he?
I think, look, the media, we obviously love Ruben Amorim because he's a breath of fresh air. He says what he thinks. He's very honest. He wears his heart on his sleeve. You know, he said a couple of controversial things that people thought he may have sort of got a rap on the knuckles from the people upstairs at United. The first one was when he said this is the worst United team ever. But even though he said that, a player like Matthias Tell, who people were saying he could be the next